What's going on, everyone? So in this video, we're going to be looking at a 101 guide on what you can do to get some epic fort steals. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best fort tucker in the world. In fact, my friend Frosty is the one who introduced me to it. But all I'm going to do is showcase some basic knowledge and some techniques that you need if you're trying to get some fort steals. Now, because this is going to be a 101 guide, I'm not going to show you every single spot where you can hide. Of course, though, I'll showcase a few, but the idea of this video is just going to be a little bit of a starter to get you on the right step to steal some epic loot. So how about we start off the video with something that you need to do before you even make it to the fort. So essentially, before you make it to the fort, you want to make sure that you don't look like a glow stick that's lit up on the 4th of July, because what that's going to do is make you stand out like a sore thumb. There's no way you're going to be able to get a successful fort tuck with an Athena outfit, because that shit is just way too bright. Although if you do have a fort steal with an Athena outfit, please post down in the comments, and I'd actually love to see that video. That sounds really cool. Now, there's really no right or wrong outfit you should wear. Just make sure it's darker colors, preferably black or brown, and just make sure that you're not glowing. Now, another lesser known fact is what you're going to want to do is make sure that you don't have any boots on, or any shoes for that matter. What I'm going to do is play a little clip right here. I'm going to boost the audio so you can audibly hear the difference between no boots and boots. So although I'm going to admit there's not much of a difference between boots and no boots, it does increase your risk just slightly if you do manage to have boots on. When you want a fort steal, the last thing you want is to have your targets to be suspicious that someone is near you. It pretty much goes hand in hand with making sure your mermaid doesn't go near the boat. Small little things that you can do to stop the enemy from being alerted of your presence. This also works for pretty much any time you're trying to steal something. Just don't wear the boots, it makes life harder. So as far as setup goes, that's pretty much all you need to know. Now, the most important part of this video I'm going to address right now. While hiding, you need to make sure that your gamer tag is not visible. So the way you can do that is very simple. All you'll need to do to make sure that your gamer tag isn't visible is to have your head buried inside some sort of solid object. That could be a cannon, it could be a bit of wood, it could be a barrel, it could be literally anything, even a rock if you can. As you can see in the video, if you don't manage to have your head buried, it's going to come up with your gamer tag. Now everyone can see this. And if you do have your head buried, there's no way that they can see your gamer tag. I don't really know why it works. I do know it's a game mechanic that's been in the game for as long as I can remember. But nevertheless, if you think you're hidden well and your head's not covered, in truth, it means you're not hidden well at all. So with that, let's move on to the perfect spot, in my opinion, that you can hide in pretty much every single fort. Although I'm going to disclaim, the second this video goes public, it's not going to be a good spot anymore. So you might want to find somewhere else. But nevertheless, this is the spot that I've been using for the longest time. I've since changed. I'm not going to expose where I've moved to because, of course, I need to keep something secret. But nevertheless, this is what you can do if you need to find a good spot to tuck. So essentially, what you need to make sure you do is find any tower, preferably not one near their boat, but make sure you can still see their location, and head over to a cannon. Now, you're going to find one of the 3 or 4 cannons, depending on what tower you're at, will have a little spot where you can walk in. What you can do is go to that spot, tuck your head inside of the cannon, then hold there. I've had many people countless times walk up to me, stand pretty much right on top of me, and not notice me. You'd be surprised how easy, yet impossible to find this spot really is. Now, the best part about it is you can find it on every single fort you go to. And excluding that as well, you can pretty much go to any single rock that you find that's sort of out of the way. Another tip I'm going to give you is if you are hiding, try and elevate yourself above eye level. Now, at first it doesn't sound like a great idea, but I assure you every single successful fort steal that I've gotten, I was hidden in a spot that was above the enemy's eye level. Very rare have I managed to find a spot that's on the ground level and I haven't been found. Also, if you can, try and stay away from the actual body of the fort, so by that I mean the main island, because that'll mean skeletons will run to you instead of the enemies, and that is another way to expose your location. So nevertheless, that's essentially the 101 guide to tucking on forts. Now, this is a very open video, so you can do pretty much whatever you want with the information I've given you, because I didn't want to give you a right or wrong way to do fort tucks, because in reality, there's no right or wrong way to do this. As long as you manage to conceal yourself long enough for them to complete the fort, you should be fine. So hopefully this video has worked as a nice little guide to get you started into tucking for forts, and maybe if you're already experienced, hopefully it's given you some more information about fort tucking. Anyway, nonetheless, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed, feel free to leave a like to show your support, and if not, comment down below on what you'd like to see me do to improve. With all of that being said though, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.